Hello students, this is Harshit Gupta. Come back to explain the remaining part of general principles and processes of isolation of elements. In the last video, I have discussed the some process of metallurgy. As you know that metallurgical process involved the following steps. The first step was crushing and grinding of ore. I have discussed in the first video. Then concentration of ore, isolation of metal also I have discussed in the previous videos. Today I will discuss the purification or refining of metals. So purification or refining of metals, what are the refining methods? Actually, the process of separating of metals from the impurities surrounding it is called refining. Actually, the metals obtained from the metallurgical process are not so pure, therefore they required for the refining, and the process of separating the metal from the impurities surrounding it is called refining. There are several different methods that can be used for the refining of metal, including which are the methods. The first method is distillation, second method is liquefaction, third method is pooling, fourth method is electrolysis or electro refining, fifth method is zone refining, sixth method is vapor phase refining, and seventh method is chromatographic method. So these are the methods by which you can refine the metal from the crude metal. Let's go over these methods so you can better understand what it takes to refine metal. So the first method is distillation, as in the list. So what is distillation? For metals that have a particular low boiling point, such as mercury. Mercury, as you know, that it has very low boiling point, and zinc also has very low boiling point. So these metals can be distilled to remove the impurities. So for metals that have a particular low boiling point, such as mercury and zinc, they can be distilled to remove the impurities. Distillation is the process of vaporization something and then allowing it to condense back to separate location. Means firstly metal firstly metal convert into vapors, and then it again come back into the metallic form. So this method is called distillation. Distillation is the process of separating metal from the impurities. So in this method we will heat the low boiling metals, and when we heat the low boiling metals, then becomes metals are converted into vapors, while impurities present in it remain solid, and these vapors go through the condenser and then condensed to again get back into the metallic form. So this method is called distillation. ठीक है? Mercury and zinc will readily vaporized, while most of other metals and impurities won't. So if you heated a sample of impure mercury, mercury will vaporized but nothing else around it. Means the impurities remain solid, and the vapor can be collected when it condenses back. You are left with pure mercury, with you are left with pure metal, in fact. So this method is called distillation. The second method is liquefaction. Distillation method, actually we have discussed already in the class 11 some distillation methods like fractional distillation and uh, low pressure distillation also. So we have discussed some distillation process in the 11th also, so you know about the distillation process. The second process is liquefaction. What is liquefaction process? It is also similar to distillation, actually. Liquefaction process, so metals that have particular low melting point, There we were discussed in the distillation about the low boiling point. Here we will discuss the metals which have particularly low melting points can use the liquefaction method. These includes metals such as lead and tin. Lead has symbol Pb and tin has symbol Sn. Liquefaction is similar to distillation except the impure metal is only melted instead of vaporized. In the liquefaction process, metal is melted instead of vaporized. In the distillation process, the metal gets vaporized, and in liquefaction method, the metal is melted instead of vaporized. So when the other impurities have much higher melting point, then they will remain solid and can be removed from the pure liquid metal. So with this method, the impure metal is typically put into a sloped container and heated to the melting point of the desired metal. Since it is sloped, the liquid metal will run down, leaving behind the solid impurities. So in this method, we will firstly pour the impure metal from here. Here, it is a kind of furnace where we heat the impure metal from here, and it is a sloped area. When impure metal is placed from here, then it will remain at this place. When we will heat it with high temperature above to the melting point of metal, then metal becomes liquid and it will come down to this container where pure metal is obtained, while impurities are left behind because the melting point of impurities is much greater than the metal. So this method is called liquefaction method. It is also similar to distillation. It is also similar to distillation. The third method is polling. What is polling? Polling is method used to purify metals that have oxidized impurities. Means those metals which have impurities of their own oxides can be purified by using polling method. It is typically used for purifying metals like copper, tin that are in the impure form of copper oxide and tin oxide. So those metals in which the impurities are present in the form of their oxide are purified by polling method. So may seem this method may seem strange, but in order to do this, we take a pole of green wood and use to stir the liquid metal. Firstly, we will make a liquid metal with the impurities of oxides also. And when we will use a green wood pole, and the pole is used to stir the liquid metal, then the hydrocarbons present in the green wood can reduce the metal and the oxygen leaves as CO or CO2 gas. The oxygen present in metal oxides leaves the metal as CO or CO2. So you can see the purification of copper from the polling method. Copper is present in the form of copper oxide. Copper oxide has formula Cu2O. It is also known as cupric oxide. So when copper oxide is reduced by using green wood, poles of green wood contain hydrocarbons like methane, ethane. So methane present in the green wood reduces cupric oxide into copper, and the oxygen present in the cupric oxide react with hydrocarbon here methane to form CO and H2O. So there are four hydrogen, that is why two H2O are formed, and remaining one oxygen combined with carbon to form CO. So oxygen can leave the metal like in the form of CO and H2O. So this method is called Pooling method. Now the next method is electrolysis or electro-refining. It is the most important method for the refining of metal. Electrolysis uses current of current to give the energy needed to help a chemical reaction occur to break apart chemical bonds between metal and impurities. Actually, some impurities are bonded with the metals, then we have to use the electrolysis method. This method can be used for a number of metals like silver, aluminium, copper, silver, nickel, etc. So this method was firstly used in late 18th century to separate tin and zinc from their salts. So remain this thing in your mind. This method can be used for the separation of for the purifying of aluminium, copper, gold, silver and nickel also. So in this method, actually this method is based on the electric current. In this method, we have to make a electric cell, an electric cell. We have to make an electric cell. So in this method, the impure metal is converted into a block which is made anode. So the block of impure metal becomes anode in an electric cell while the plate of pure metal act as cathode. We have to take a pure metal also in the form of plate which will become cathode. Always remain this thing in your mind, the pure metal always becomes cathode, cathode becomes negative, and impure metal always becomes anode, means positive. So in when both of these metallic rods are placed in the electrolytic solution of soluble salt of same metal, means the metal which is used to purify the metals from the block are prepared for the same metal you have to, the same metal electrolyte you have to use for this purpose. So on passing the electric current, metal ions from the electrolyte are reduced to metal which is deposited on the cathode, and an equivalent amount of pure metal from the anode gets oxidized and metal ions go into the solution. So I will explain this from this diagram also. In this method, two metallic rods are taken. The first one is taken from impure metal and other one is from pure metal. Pure metal always becomes cathode, means negative. It is cathode and it will be anode. So when you, and here you have to take the solution of same electrolyte, means if you are using copper electrode, copper metals, you have to separate copper metal, then you have to use the solution of copper sulfate or cupric chloride, etc. Means you can use the electrolyte of the same metal. So if we will use the copper sulfate solution, then when electricity is passed through the solution, you know that copper sulfate is electrolyte, it will dissociate into the corresponding ions to form Cu plus 2 and SO4 minus 2. The cupric ion, actually these have positive charge, that is why they are collected on the surface of negative metallic rod, means on the surface of pure copper metal cathode. And as the copper ion are collected on the metal surface, then the solution becomes negative, and to maintain the equilibrium between the copper ion and copper means Cu and Cu plus 2, copper ion and copper, to maintain the equilibrium between the copper ion and copper metal, some copper metal oxidized from this impure metal to come into the solution in the form of cupric ion. So this process remains continue. Copper ion will come one by one into the solution, and these copper ion from the solution are collected on the surface of metal. After some time, this metal will be will be disappear completely. It will dissolve completely, And pure copper is collected on the pure copper cathode. The impurities present in this metal are also have greater reduction potential, due to which these are collected behind the anode, which is known as anode mud. So I will explain this with the help of this line also. The metallic impurities having higher reduction potential than that of the metal, and to be refined and gets collected around the anode as a small heap known as anode mud. So this is small heap where the impurities are where the impurities are collected near to anode is known as anode mud. If the metal contains the impurities of gold, silver, platinum, etc., then these impurities are collected here as the anode mud. So this method was known as electro refining or electrolytic process. The next process of refining is zone refining. Zone refining work by the crystallization of metal. Since the impurities don't crystallize, they will fall out of the matrix. This is often used for semiconductor metals such as silicon and germanium. So remain this thing in your mind. Silicon and germanium means semiconductor metals are purified or refined by zone refining method. So such type of questions definitely will come in the board exam also. The germanium method is purified by which method? So you have to give the answer by zone refining. ठीक है? Using this method, the impure metal is formed into a rod. The rod is placed horizontally, means the rod is placed horizontally with one of with one end of the rod surrounded by an inert gas and heated. Means you have to make the one head you have to make the medium of one head inert, and then you have to heat this rod from one side. When you will heat this rod from one side, then the metal will crystallize and staying put on the rod, while the impurities will become liquid and running down the rod as the heat moves down. Means the actually impurities are more soluble. This method is based on the fact that impurities are more soluble in liquid metal in comparison to solid. So when we will heat the metallic rod, you can see this diagram. Here you have to take the impure metal rod, and you can start heating this rod from this end with the help of circular heater. When you will start heating this rod from here, and you have to move this circular heater in this direction, तो क्या होगा? सबसे पहले यहाँ पर मेटल जो है मेल्ट हो जाएगी. अब मेटल मेल्ट होगी, इसके बाद आप धीरे धीरे बढ़ते जाओगे, मेटल के साथ साथ इम्प्योरिटीज भी मेल्ट हो जाएंगी. आप आगे बढ़ोगे तो यहाँ पर क्या होगा? धीरे धीरे करके आपका जो ये हीटर है, सर्कुलर हीटर, ये धीरे धीरे करके पहले यहाँ पहुंचेगा. अब यहाँ पहुंचेगा तो धीरे धीरे करके ये मेटल जो है दोबारा रिक्रिस्टलाइज्ड होनी स्टार्ट हो जाएगी. लेकिन इम्प्योरिटीज जो है वो लिक्विड मेटल में ज्यादा सॉल्युबल होती है, तो लिक्विड मेटल के साथ साथ इम्प्योरिटीज आगे बढ़ती रहेंगी. लेकिन प्योर मेटल जो है वो आपकी रिक्रिस्टलाइज्ड हो जाएगी. और इस तरह से आपकी मॉल्टन जोन जो होगा, ये आपका मॉल्टन जोन कहलाएगा, जहां मेल्टिंग मेटल एंड इम्प्योरिटीज होंगी. तो इसमें सबसे ज्यादा इम्प्योरिटीज होंगी, और इस तरह से आप इसको कंटिन्यूअसली आगे बढ़ाते जाओगे. एक तरफ से आपकी रिक्रिस्टलाइजेशन होता जाएगा प्योर मेटल का, जिससे प्योर मेटल मिलती जाएगी, और इम्प्योरिटीज आपकी मॉल्टन मेटल में कलेक्ट होती जाएंगी और लास्ट में एक एंड पर आ जाएंगी. This method is known as zone refining. Next method is vapor phase refining. What is vapor phase refining? In this method, the impure metal is converted into volatile compound. By suitable method, leaving behind the impurities. So you can use several methods in the vapor phase refining, due to which you have to convert firstly the metal into vapor in the volatile compound, and then it again converted into the solidified metal. So this method, in this method, the impure metal is converted into volatile compound by suitable method, leaving behind the impurities. The volatile compound formed being unstable decomposes at an elevated temperature to give pure metal. So few methods of vapor phase refining are very important methods. Actually, these are very important methods. The first method is von Erkel method. Definitely this question will come in your exam, that titanium metal is refining by which method? So you have to give the answer, von Erkel process. Von Erkel process is used to refine the titanium as well as zirconium. These two metals are refined with the help of von Erkel method. This method is based on the thermal decomposition of metal components. So what is thermal decomposition? How can you define thermal decomposition? The process of decomposition of compound into different substances due to supply of heat is called thermal decomposition. So if you will heat the substance and then the substance decomposes into their components, then this is called thermal decomposition. Titanium metal Titanium metal is purified by this method. When the impure titanium metal is heated with iodine at a temperature of 500 Kelvin, then a volatile titanium tetraiodide, which has formula TiI4, titanium tetraiodide is formed. The impurities are left behind, and volatile titanium tetraiodide is go out from the mixture. Impurities are left behind as they do not react with iodine. The titanium tetraiodide vapors is passed over a hot tungsten filament at 1700 Kelvin. The vapors is decomposed and pure titanium is deposited on the filament and is removed. The iodine is reused. The formed iodine can be reused for the again for this purpose. So you can see the reaction. Impure titanium metal firstly react with iodine at 500 Kelvin to make TiI4, titanium tetraiodide, which is volatile, which is in the gaseous form, and this volatile mixture then again heated up to 1700 Kelvin at tungsten filament, on which it decomposes again to give pure titanium metal and iodine. So this titanium metal is collected on the filament, deposited on the filament. Similarly, zirconium can also purified in the same way by employing iodine. Zirconium react with iodine at 870 Kelvin temperature. The temperature is different for zirconium. And similarly, zirconium iodide is decomposes at tungsten filament at 2075 Kelvin temperature to get pure zinc metal. So this method is called von Erkel method. Van Erkel method. The next method for vapor phase refining is Munch process. The Munch process, sometimes known as carbonyl process, because in this process carbonyls are formed, is a technique created by Ludwig Munch in 1890 to extract and purify nickel. So remain this thing in your mind. Nickel is purified by using Munch process. So this process involved the fact that carbon monoxide combined with nickel readily and reversibly to give nickel carbonyl. No other element formed as a carbonyl compound under the mild condition used in this process. So this process has three steps. In the Moon's process, firstly, nickel oxide react with syngas. Syngas is known as synthesis gas. The mixture of CO and H2 is known as syngas or synthesis gas. ये तो मैंने आपको 11th में भी पूरा एक्सप्लेन किया था. तो syngas. So nickel oxide react with syngas at 200 degrees Celsius to give nickel together with impurities including iron and cobalt. So when nickel oxide is heated at 200 degrees Celsius with syngas, then it reduces into nickel with water vapors, as well as some impurities are also there. Nickel, this nickel, solidified nickel, contains some impurities of iron, cobalt, like and other metals also. So in the second step, the impure nickel metal react with carbon monoxide at 50 to 60 degrees Celsius to form gas nickel carbonyl. So only nickel will react with carbon monoxide to form gas nickel carbonyl at this temperature and leaving impurities as solid. Nickel will convert into the gaseous nickel carbonyl, and the gaseous nickel carbonyl mixture and syngas is heated at 200 to 20 to 250 degrees Celsius, resulting in the decomposition back to nickel and carbon monoxide. So at 200 to 250 degrees Celsius, it again decomposes to give pure nickel metal, and carbon monoxide gas is evolved from this metal. So this method gives very high quality purity of nickel in a single process. This method was known as Mond's process. So this was the method come in the vapor phase refining. So, and the next and last method for the refining of metal is chromatographic method. This method can be used, can also be employed on a small scale. So chromatographic method can also be employed on a small scale for purification of certain metals. Adsorption chromatography is normally used for the purpose. Remain this thing in your mind. For this purpose, we will use adsorption chromatography. It is based on the fact that it is based on the principle that different components present in a given sample are adsorbed to different extent on the surface of adsorbent. So this is the basic principle of adsorption chromatography. Different components present in a given sample are adsorbed to different extent on the surface of adsorbent. So I will explain it with the help of some steps. Chromatographic separation involve following steps. The first step is adsorption. What is adsorption? The metal is to be purified. Suppose that the metal is A, which you have to purify it, containing the impurities like B and C. So firstly, the impure metal is dissolved in a minimum quantity of the solvent in which it is readily soluble. So you have to make sure that the impure metal will soluble in a solvent or not. So if the impure metal can soluble in a solvent, then you can use the solvent to make the solution of the impure metal. It is then introduced from the top of the column with the help of a pipette. So you have to use a pipette. In the pipette, you have to introduce this solution with the help of a column. Since the amount of the sample under investigation is usually very small as compared to the capacity of the adsorbent, the entire sample will initially adsorbed in a zone. In the initially, entire sample adsorbed in a zone. Remain this thing in your mind, in a zone which is quite close to the top of the column. The zone is thus formed is called chromatogram. This zone is called chromatogram. I will explain it with the help of a diagram. So you can see the first diagram. You have to take a pipette in which the metal component which contains the impurities of B and C A is the pure metal, B and C are the impurities. So these impurities firstly are placed in a column, and these are present firstly at the top of this pipette, at the top of this column, which is known as chromatogram. ठीक है. The second step is elution. Elution may be defined as elution may be defined as the process of separation of different components of the mixture from the adsorbent and their recovery. Actually here THEIR होगा. Their recovery with the help of a suitable solvent is called elution. So the process of separating different components of mixture from the adsorbent and their recovery with the help of suitable solvent is called elution. Means जो आपके ये सब soluble हो गए, अब इनसे आपको मेटल को रिकवरी, इनके कंपोनेंट्स को रिकवर करना है, तो इस मेथड को हम इल्यूशन कहते हैं, by using a suitable solvent. तो after adsorption, adsorb adsorbent column is placed in a suitable solvent which is made to run through the column. It constitutes the moving phase. As you know that in the chromatography there are two phases. The first one is the stationary phase and second one is moving phase. Stationary phase is the metallic form, is the metallic impurities. Actually, this is the stationary phase, and other phase is moving phase. The solvent phase is moving phase. As the solvent move down the column, if we will place the solvent from the top of this column, then the solvent is moving down through this column, and the when when the solvent is moving down the column, the different components A, B, C present in the chromatograph begin to separate and they form color bands. So these components present in this chromatogram are separated in different color bands A, B and C. These are obtained in the form of color bands. These colorants are dissolved by suitable solvent and then collected in a separate flask. So after obtaining these colorants, you can use different solvent or same solvent. If same solvent can dissolve, then you can use same solvent. If same solvent cannot dissolve, then you can use different solvent. Suppose that if I will use another solvent to dissolve only C, then it will dissolve and get collected from here and get collected from here. Then A and B are remaining. Again we will use another solvent to dissolve B, and when B will dissolve, then it will again recover in another flask, and finally we have remaining only A metal, which is the pure metallic form. This method is called chromatographic method. So now I will like to discuss the entire process of metallurgy in a single flow sheet diagram. The entire magical metallurgical operations can be shown with the help of a flow sheet diagram. As firstly, you have you have an ore of metal. So firstly, what you have to do to obtain the pure metal from the ore, you have to crush or grind the metal to obtain the pulverized ore, and this pulverized ore then concentration by using the process of levitation, which is also known as gravity separation or magnetic separation or foot flotation method or leaching process. So these methods can be used for the concentration of ore, by which we can get concentrated ore. Concentrated ore then undergoes extraction. Extraction involves the process of calcination or roasting. Thermodynamic concept of reduction process, in which we can use the smelting also. ठीक है. Reduction of metal oxides electrolytic reduction, or extraction by oxidation. So these methods can be used for the extraction of metal through which we can get impure metal. And then finally we have to purify the metal, refining the metal by using these methods: liquefaction, distillation, oxidation, pooling, electro-refining, zone refining, Bohr-alkyl, Van-alkyl process, Muntz process, and chromatographic method. In the purification, I have not discussed the oxidation process. Besides it, I have discussed all: liquefaction, distillation, pooling, electro-refining, zone refining, Van-alkyl process, and Muntz process. Both of these process come in both of these process come in vapor phase refining. These are also known as vapor phase refining. Vapor phase refining. And the last one is chromatographic method. So by using the purification method, finally we get the pure metal. So these are the metallurgical operations. So for today, thank you. I will trying to complete this chapter in the next video. So I will trying to complete the complete this chapter in the next video. Actually, there are some purification of copper, aluminium, and iron. Mainly three elements are there: copper, aluminium, and iron. So I will discuss these elements in the next video. तब तक के लिए thank you.